is Saturday, February 15th, 4 a.m. in the morning. It's my 525 XL, Eric coming at you. Having some trouble sleeping today, so thought I would do another update on the tank. You can see it's lights out right now, obviously, but the lights are low. I got one of my snails up here cleaning some glass. Everything seems to be going okay. I still have green hair. I'm going to do some scrubbing on the rocks again today. Kind of bugging me. I don't know if you can see in there, I've got one of the troca snails on the top of the rock chewing on the algae, which is great. I'm just going to give them a little help and get rid of some of that today. Scrub it with a brush. But this morning, just going to do another update on the automation. The furnace is on, so I apologize for the noise. I just filled up the bucket the other night with RODI water, and I'm just going to adjust my camera here 1 second. There we go. Okay. So I filled up the bucket. I used a little bit the other night. Got a pump in there, spinning off the water, keep the circulation going, bit of aeration. So what I'm going to do right now is test the salinity level. Turn on with my salinity checker here. What I like to do actually is put another salinity probe from the apex into this bucket, but I don't know if you can run two. So anyway, I'll have to Google it. Let's see what we got here. Read 28, so not quite. So I am going to add some more salt. I'll do that right here. There we go. So I've got the pump spinning. A little bit more salt here. Want to get it up to 35 before we start refreshing the water in the tank. There we go. So I'll let that spin off again. I'm gonna have to clean this off, so I'll do that. I don't normally keep it in here, but just for the sake of video. Anyway, so that's conditioning the water for the top for the auto top off. Or sorry, automatic water change. So there's the dose pump. My RODI unit still working away. Works great. And the bucket that I had. Excuse me, I got allergies today. I think one of my other posts I mentioned that I thought my bucket was leaking, and it actually wasn't. In behind here, we're not going to see it, but there's, oh maybe, there's one of the nozzles here that the blue water plug goes into was actually leaking. So I pulled out the hose and plugged it back in, and that seemed to stop the leak. So actually it wasn't the water bucket, but it was a constant drip, so now that's fixed. I think I mentioned before, I got the unit in from resupplies.ca. I had a leak on the canister here right behind the valve, so it must have taken a bump during shipping. Ray sent me out a replacement canister right away. As I mentioned before, fantastic guy, resupplies.ca. So that's working perfectly now. So that is the update for now. I'll let that salt kick in, and then once I'm at the proper level, I can turn on the water change again and let that do. I'm doing 2.5 gallons a day now, so hopefully that will help out. I need to do a calibration on the Neptune, the Apex Neptune. I don't think it's reading my alkalinity right. It's reading 6.9 right now, which is just no way. So I'll do that through at some point in time today. Check the reagents as well and make sure that they're topped off. But that also seems to be working fairly well too. So my lights on the cabinet aren't on yet. They don't go on until 7, so it's another 3 hours away. But anyway, the Neptune seems to be working great. You can notice in the back there I've got particle board as a backing. I want to change that out. Not on the top of my list right now, but just get something that looks a little nicer. And I'll probably paint it black so everything looks matching. So that's it on the tank for today. So as I mentioned, I'm going to do the automatic water change, get that going, do some algae scrubbing a little bit more. A big shout out and thank you to Semisuccessfullreefer, I think his YouTube channel is. We were chatting back and forth on the popeye on my trigger. He actually sent me a link, and it looks like the guy might be in Australia, talking about his trigger fish and how some of them come into the store with flukes. And his trigger fish actually had fluke on its eye, and closer examination at mine, I believe that's exactly what it is. I can see sort of a white, I won't call it a worm, but I can see a white spot right on top of the eyeball, and I think that's what it is. So he went through a whole freshwater dip process, which I'm going to try this weekend, and hopefully get rid of that fluke. So it's not actually popeye, it's a fluke. And he also said in the post that they don't transfer from one fish to another typically, so that could be the reason why nobody else has this. So I will do a freshwater dip this weekend. I might do a quick video on that just to show the process and the progress. But yeah, big shout out to Semisuccessfullreefer. Thank you very much for that video. I really appreciate it, and I will ping you and let you know how it goes as well. Okay, that's it for now. So that's my early morning update on the 525 XL. I'm Eric. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Other than that, have a fantastic weekend. Happy reefing.